Step number 2. We're going to create our first cloud. So we're going to grab the Ellipse Tool, which is the circle tool, with shortcut is L, and create 4 circles of different sizes, similar to this. And we're going to select all in the Pathfinder panel and choose the Unite button in order to merge the shapes to look more like this. These used to be 4 different circles separated, and then they merged together. So we're going to learn how to do that. This is probably one of the most interesting parts of this whole lesson, learning how to unite shapes. It's a time saver and a great feature. Get the Ellipse tool, press L, so it shares its place with the rectangle tool. We got the Ellipse tool. You don't need a stroke. You can choose a solid color. Let's go to the Layers panel. Click on this little down arrow, and let's lock this background so we don't accidentally color on it. Then let's make sure it's not selected and go to the Ellipse tool. I'm just going to create 4 circles. One bigger circle, one a little bit smaller. I'm going to hold down Command, move that down a little bit. This one, hold down Command, move it down a little bit. And then a littler one. Just 4 circles stacked on top of each other. Okay, so what we're about to do is we're going to join them like this. So you might kind of stagger them like this. And we're going to open up the Pathfinder. So selection tool, hold down Shift, and select all 4. Just make sure you don't have the background selected. If you locked it like I said earlier, it shouldn't be able to select it. As you can see in the Layers panel, I got the 4 circles right there with the background. The next step is we're going to go Window, Pathfinder. If you don't have it, Window, Pathfinder. The Pathfinder, the first button is called Unite. We're going to click on that. Watch what happens. It unites all the circles to basically where they share an outside border now. So they're interjoined. Now, while the cloud is still selected, we're going to fill the resulting shape with the Radial Gradient as followed with these colors. With that selected, I'm going to go to Gradient. There's only 2 color settings, so I'm going to drag the middle one down and double click on the first slider. Choose RGB. It's 0168203. Hit return. Then double click on the second slider. Change it to RGB and 217, 251, and 255. All right, so now we got the cloud with the Radial Gradient in the background. Now we're going to do the next step. Now with the rectangle tool, we're going to create a rectangle over the lower part of the circles in the Pathfinder. We're going to click the minus front button to remove the bottom part of the clouds. We're going to create a rectangle going over the bottom part of the clouds, and we're going to subtract it, and then it's going to look like this. Let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to get the rectangle tool, M. I'm going to just draw a rectangle directly over the bottom part of the clouds. Now, if you need to adjust, move it down, you can hold Command and get the selection tool. So I'm going to get the selection tool, and I'm going to select the rectangle, hold down Shift, and select the clouds. Now, the next step is I'm going to go to this next button and choose minus front. So if Unite unites, minus subtracts. So it's going to subtract the front layer. Minus the front layer. With both of these selected, I'm going to click minus front, and there you go. It subtracted the rectangle area over the cloud, just like that. Now, the directions say, using the technique we described earlier, you should create several more clouds, which makes the entire illustration more interesting. You can create more clouds just like that, like this one here. Or you can just make more duplicates of the cloud we just made. I'm going to do a little bit of both. To make duplicates, all you got to do is select the cloud, hold down Option, while still holding Option, move it over, and then release Option after you unclick it, and it makes a duplicate. Make more. Now this one's in front of this one. If I want this one to be in the front, I can hold down Command and bracket. You know, the bracket's next to the P. The left bracket sends it backwards. The right bracket sends stuff forward. I'm going to kind of adjust with the sizes. I'm going to make a few more. I'm going to get the selection tool, hold down Shift, select all these, unite, get the rectangle tool, hold down Shift, and minus, there you go. And then I'm going to make a duplicate of this one. And I might even go Object, Transform, Reflect, vertically. Click OK. And I'm going to send this one to the back. So Command, left bracket. Alright, so just kind of get it to where you're in a good spot, where you're happy with the way your clouds look. So step 3 says make more clouds, and like it said, send backwards. Now the directions say Control and bracket. That's for a PC. If you're on a Mac, it's Command. Command and left bracket to send backwards. Command right bracket to send forward. Those are the colors it said to make them. So we did that. So now we have a set of clouds, and let's move on to the next step.
Thank you all for watching.
Hey class, if you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to this channel. Also, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.